All right, have and have not fans. I've actually done maybe 2 or 3 videos on this subject, but kind of like the "Is Tinka Sumner Married" video. It's kind of in response to not only people in my have and have not Facebook group, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you go down to the description because I have links to all my social media. I made the have and have not Facebook group. That way fans can communicate with each other on a more frequent basis than, simply going to YouTube in the comments section where you can post things about the show, ask questions, and just have a good time. And Gia has been coming up plenty of times in reference to my Who Took the Money video. Hey, why wasn't Gia at the bar? When Scott and RK were talking and RK was saying me, Rocky, and then the girl in the black dress, that would have been a great time for Gia to be there. And wait, didn't Candace mention Gia's name right after she and Charles had that big fight after coming from the hospital? And she was like, you know what? I got another plan. I'm going to need you, Broderick, RK. She was talking Rocky and Gia, and then of course that meeting never happened. But yeah, Gia is gone, guys. She isn't dead, but she isn't coming back to the show. How do I know this? Well, back on February the 15th, Gwen Walters, the actress that portrays Gia, who also played a character in the Medea family funeral, I forgot the name of the character. Ironically enough, there was a character named Gia in the movie who I believe was the fiance to Rome Flynn, aka RK's character in that movie. But in any case, pulling the comments. Oh, A series. When is Gia coming back? Gia was laid to rest last season, which I believe is in reference to season 5. Her work with Candace came to an end, which I actually figured because it made sense. So you're not coming back? Tear face, tear face. Oh, actually, that's somebody commenting on the post. So another person said, how they just pulled Gia like that? You could have at least slapped Candace back once before you left. I was rooting for you, LOL. LOL, I know. Trust me, Gia wanted to get a good smack in too, but maybe next time. Which could possibly hint that she is coming back, but I think there is a chance that typically whenever a actor, actress, or actor, whatever is the politically correct phrase nowadays, but whenever a cast member literally comes out and says that their character is done, I usually take that as gospel in terms of, you know what, they're not coming back unless of course the creator of said show brings them back for whatever reason, because there are people who say that Oscar is still alive, even though Philip Boyd literally went on social media the night he was cast out of the window. Maybe not cast is the best word. Shoved out of the window. He literally did a video thanking Tyler Perry for everything and then his opportunity to be on the show and this and that. So, I mean, like I've said before, flashback sequences, prequel episodes, coming back as a ghost or whatever the case may be, all of that would be great to bring the cast members back for even like a few minutes. But whenever a cast member literally comes out on social media and says their goodbye, I usually take that as they're gone. And it is a shame because Gia's character, I thought she was, and this comes from me talking season 5 now. That's the year in 2018 we got like 30 plus episodes, and I was going off about certain things that made no sense, storylines being dragged on like Pimp Candace, Benny and the money, the situation involving Justin and Jeffrey. Then on top of that, characters who are being introduced for seemingly no reason, while characters who are still on the show aren't getting any development and they're just being killed off, because the big thing of last year was Oscar, Erica, and Melissa being killed off. So, I mean, even Malik was killed off, but they haven't even followed that up in any capacity. And on top of that, hell, I mean, technically speaking, you could say that 5 people were killed off if you count the unborn baby Melissa had, assuming she was pregnant, and then people talking about Erica, which that's debatable. But on top of that, Gia had so much potential. I mean, Sarah revealed to Jim that Gia was in place by the DA, so George put Gia as an informant to dig up dirt on the Candace Quincy Maxwell murder, as well as the prostitution ring going on at the Artesian Hotel, because he wanted to see who was involved in it, Jim and or Catherine. Then on top of that, we find out that she's actually trying to climb the ranks as an informant by helping bust this case, but then Jim pretty much exposes Gia in terms of I know what's going on, and then he forces himself on her, and that's the end of that. It's kind of like, well, what? I mean, because Gia just saw so much information. It's almost like, she didn't get any information about Candace being connected to the Quincy Maxwell murder, but she got all this dirt about her being a pimp and then running this prostitution ring, beating up people, even suffering physical abuse herself. Yet that didn't amount to anything. It's almost like Byron back from season. Well, I know it's known as season 1 now, but I call it season 2. Basically, he was the guy that was set up by Jim to kind of tail Hannah to see whether or not she would squeal to the cops that Wyatt was the one for the hit and run. And, after Hannah told him to leave her house during that party for Benny coming home from the hospital, he was gone. And I'm just like, oh, well, they'll probably bring him back because he did promise to help find Hannah's grandson, Quincy Jr., and that will be a good way for him to sort of redeem himself in her eyes. But nope, he's just gone. And it's kind of like, wow, that was wasted potential. I mean, if anything, he was kind of like a rival for Michael to be, Hannah's love interest, but then he just disappeared. So yeah, Gia is one of the more recent characters who came into the show. The thing about Gia was, unlike Byron and Michael, that was back when the story was more simplistic and the flow of it was better. But now it's kind of like, a bunch of characters are being added in, and it's kind of like, what are they bringing to the show? And just when it seemed like Gia's character was really going to get interesting and bring something fresh to the show, because her information could potentially ruin Candace as the first lady. But no, she's just gone. And it's kind of like, damn, that's a shame, because there was just so much potential where a character I didn't like because, a bubbly airhead, but then you find out, oh, she's actually pretending. But then there's no payoff. There was setup, but we didn't set up, shaky execution. But then when we find out who she really was, it's like, oh, snap. It's like Alice, the maid that quit Veronica's, being Veronica's maid. It's like, it's always the ones you think who don't have the most power who are actually the ones who can bring you down. I thought Gia was going to be the Alice to Candace, like being the person that she mistreated, misused, and then it comes to find out, oh my God, boom, you're the one that brings me down. Yet we probably won't see any of that. Now, that's not to say Gia didn't relay any information to her higher ups and whatnot, but I don't think we're going to see the actress anytime soon, if ever again, which is a shame. So with that being said, in terms of Gia being the one that took the money, nope, that's not the case at all. I mean, you could make the argument, in a theory, it would make sense because her hanging around with Candace and this and that, and then kind of working for Jim in a way, that would make sense for her to get the money back. But no, Gia is gone, folks. Sadly, she is gone. But hey, on the bright side, if you want to see her again, but as a different character, a Madea Family Funeral is actually out in stores now, Blu-ray, DVD, and it's been on digital for a while. My mom, actually, when I was at home, it was ironically after I left to come back to the apartment, she actually purchased it on pay-per-view for a couple bucks to watch it, and she loved it. And like I said, in my opinion, one of the better Madea films. One of the better Tyler Perry films in the past couple years, in my opinion. I literally thought the humor and the flow of the story is actually a lot better than the past few Tyler Perry films. So I literally enjoyed it. I'm going to pick it up probably when I get paid on the 21st because money's a little bit tight now. And I'll definitely pick up a copy. But aside from that, like I said before, be sure to follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because we are trying to get 85,000 subscribers before the end of the month. And with that being said, how do you feel about Gia not coming back? And I thought it was a shame, especially when, when Erica was killed off. I thought at that point, oh, okay, so Gia is kind of like the new Erica in a way, and then even the new Oscar because she's trailing Candace trying to infiltrate her life and find out information. And then on top of that, you can almost say she's like Melissa, at least the Melissa before the car wreck when she was like passive and subject to abuse. So it's kind of weird. Like Tyler Perry killed off Erica, Melissa, and Oscar and kind of put Gia into the fray because she would replace 3 characters in one. because you know she was kind of like the new Erica, kind of like being the bottom whore or whatever that Erica used to be for Candace. So yeah, I never really thought of it that way. Like I think at first I'm like, oh yeah, Gia's the new Erica, but no, 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 she was actually Oscar, Erica, and Melissa rolled into one. Oh well. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. I am posting this along with a Tinka Sumter video, so that's 2 this morning. And I'm going to take a break. I got some errands to run, so I will have more videos posted later today. And of course, if we get any clips or anything like that between now and when the episode airs on Tuesday night, I'll definitely do videos on that. And I've been putting this off for a while, but I will try to get at least one Ambitions video up later this week. I know they are dropping like exclusive look at the show later this week too, so I think that airs on the 18th if I'm not mistaken at 10 p.m. on OWN. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.